Hi, I'm Ivan. I'm the host of My Musical Success Journey, or creator of My Musical Success Journey. And I wanted to make a video about creating music and the creativity that lies within me and most people, with regards to it could be music, it could be art, it could be photography, it could be anything really. Why do we create? Why do we continue to create? And why you should continue to create art. And my particular art is music. And I didn't know when I was younger that music was what I should be doing. I really did not know that. I wish I would have known that. I would have got into it a lot sooner in life and probably been a lot, I don't know, not a more successful maybe. I don't know, but the point for creating art for me is enjoyment. It's not the monetary gain that you can sometimes receive as an artist. To me, being an artist is being creative, following the things that you like to do, that give you enjoyment, that fulfill your life. I didn't know when I got out of high school what I wanted to do. I was lost. I really was. But I know now that I should have got involved with music more. I love audio production. I love the mixing process. I love setting up all the equipment. I love dialing in sounds, all of that stuff. But I never had the opportunity really to do that when I was younger. It was mostly prep for college. And I did go to college, and I found out that I hated college when I first went to college right out of high school. But the whole point of me bringing this up is that you, as a creative person, you need to find yourself and your way. And the only way to do that is follow your passions. You will never be happy in life unless you follow your passions. You'll always be doing something just because it needs to be done rather than wanting to do it, the desire to do it. Now I know what they say, the meaning behind what they say is if you're doing something you love, you never work a day in your life. And it's true. But sometimes the things that you love don't pay the bills. So you got to kind of find a way to do that, doing the things that you love. Now, fortunately for me, I have a full-time job. I've got benefits. I do what I do when I have time. This YouTube channel. I do this YouTube channel when I have time. And usually it's on my lunch hour sitting here in the van while I'm at work. Because I have time to do this video. If I was at home, I'd be doing stuff in the studio, preparing for either recording or live streaming. But, I can only do that when I'm at home, and I spend most of my day working. But I wanted to encourage you to follow your passions. If you're a creative person, be creative. Don't hold back. Put your all into it. And if someone likes it, great. And if they don't like it, as long as you're happy doing what you do, that's what really matters. So be creative. Follow your passions. Do what you like to do. And don't worry about monetary gain. To me, I created this YouTube channel called My Musical Success Journey, right? Because I knew that music was my passion and it's something that I wanted to do. And I found out there was a lot of things that are involved in the creation of music that I love to do. I love mixing. I love collaborating with other people. And I just want you as a creative person to continue that journey and don't think monetary gain is the only measurement of success. Success to me is figuring out, how do I get 6 4K cameras going all at the same time without my computer system crashing? And when I achieve it, that is a success. How do I get great audio in my studio for live streaming? I used to try to live stream everything from one PC. I could only get 3 4K cameras going at the same time, and it was still bogging down my system. I actually had to change DAWs because of it. I was using Ableton Live, and every time I'd use Ableton Live, it would crash my system. It would just not work well. You'd get popping and clicking in the audio during a live stream, and I really had to dial back everything to the bare minimum. And then I switched to Reaper, and now I do what's called a 2-PC streaming. I use one PC. I bought these little mini PCs, and I use one PC for audio only, and then I use the other PC for the video. Now the video PC is a lot more powerful than the audio PC, because if you're just running audio, you're fine. But if you had to run audio and video with the audio PC, it would not work well. So I just use that PC for audio, and then I use the newest PC that I got for video, and it works out really well. And I suggest to anybody who's trying to really be able to dial in their sound and use more camera angles and get a bigger, wider variety of shots for your live stream, to do that. Do a 2 PC setup, one for video and one PC for audio. But that right there is a success for me, figuring out all of that stuff. And I didn't do it all by myself. I had help. John Heyman. Hey John, thank you, man. Your suggestion, like, that was the light bulb. The light bulb went off above my head after you said that, and now everything is going to be sweet, man. I do, and I'm talking to John, just so you know, and I'm talking to you. Like, don't give up on something. Continue to work towards your goals, and eventually you'll get there. It's going to take some learning, some time, but you'll get there and you'll learn. But don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Just keep trying to learn your craft. And that's what I'm trying to do. I've live streamed 3 bands prior to me learning all of these things. So I can't wait to do another band to put those skills to the test and really do a great looking and sounding live stream for everybody who watches the channel and everybody who enjoys music. That's my goal. I've said before, I used to watch the Midnight Special. Midnight Special was a music program in the 70s that came on every Friday night. Where I live, it came on at 11 p.m., but on the East Coast it was midnight because they're an hour ahead of us, so it was called the Midnight Special. But they used to have live music, and bands, like the popular bands at the time, would come and play their music, and it would be live. And that's what I've always dreamed of doing, is something like that, because I remember just watching those programs and being enthralled with just seeing how music is played and how it's done and the artists. And back then, not every artist was the most beautiful artist in the world. If you know what I mean. They were just them, right? But they created some beautiful music, and it was very popular. Now, today, is everybody's concerned with the aesthetics of music. Nobody really, and this is just my opinion, but I don't think anybody really values the creativity and the uniqueness of the music anymore. It's like cookie cutter, really. It's almost like a manufacturing of music. But so anyways, I used to watch the Midnight Special, and that's what inspired me to want to live stream bands. I kind of wanted to have a regular show of live streaming bands, and I'm going to keep working towards that. I'm going to keep reaching out to bands And if you're in a band and you want to come live stream with me at my studio, man, I'd love to have you. And hopefully we do a wonderful live stream together. We have some fun. We put some music out there. We do something creative. But that's my goal, and I'm still striving towards it. You know, Halo Moon, my band Halo Moon. It is such a great musical creative outlet for me. Me and Mitch collaborating. We had a wonderful show this past weekend with our new drummer Kevin and Louie on keyboards, and we had people dancing and enjoying themselves at our show. Did we make any money at that gig? No, it actually cost us money. It cost the gas money to get from our home to Chicago, which we're about 35 miles southeast of Chicago, where I live. But we had to travel there, pay for the gas and all that. And if we had to pay for parking, you would have to pay for parking. But we didn't have to do any of that. And it was just, I don't know, it was just a satisfying feeling to see people up dancing and enjoying the music, smiling and having a great time. And to me, that's success. You know, that is success as a creative person, when people are enjoying themselves and having a good time. And I was having a good time playing for them. So, you know, if you're a creator, just keep creating, keep doing what you do. And I wanted to encourage you never to give up, and find what your passion is. Find out what your passion is. Even if you're not a creative person, this could be for anybody who feels lost, doesn't know what they're meant to be doing in this world. Find the thing that you're passionate about. Now, there were big signs when I was a kid that I should travel that way, because into music and creating. Because when I was a kid, I loved music. That was my thing. I enjoyed. I could sit for hours and watch people play music live. Or when I was a kid, we went to a wedding reception. They would always have a live band, and this is in the 70s. You know, they didn't have DJs. They had bands that would play the music. I pull up a chair and just watch the whole process, see what they did, you know, how they performed and all that stuff. So I knew right when I was younger, sorta, that's probably what I should have done. You know, that I look back now as I'm older and I started doing all these things, and I look back and it just makes sense. I was always listening to music, or I don't know, anything to do with music. I was all about it, you know. I remember going to my grade school class with an album, and I was listening to like Led Zeppelin, and my classmates were listening to like you know, the latest pop album that was on the radio. And I think those people weren't really into music like I was. You know, I joined high school band. I played trombone in the high school band. When I got out of high school, I bought myself, well, just before I got out of high school, I bought myself an electric guitar. I had been playing my dad's classical guitar, which he never really learned how to play it. He bought it because he wanted to learn, but then never really learned it. But I kind of took it over, and I learned a lot of guitar and the way the fretboard works, just by having that old classical guitar. And then when I got ready to graduate from high school, my senior year of high school, I bought an electric guitar. And then I started on my journey of playing guitar. And I fiddled with it off and on for a long time, but I wasn't like really like serious about it, because, you know, my dad had always preached to me that, you know, that's fun, that's not really serious work, you know, unless you know one of the big artists. Which, I mean, he was right. You had to support yourself, you have to make money. But it still was my passion, you know. I didn't know about the audio engineering aspect and the audio production aspect, the video production. I didn't know about those things growing up. I was only exposed to the music, but none of the I didn't know any audio engineers. I didn't know anybody in that field that could teach me that stuff. what I knew was that I liked music and I wanted to play music and create music. But then once I started digging into recording my own band, which was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that's when I started to really find myself. I didn't know what it was that I wanted to do straight out of high school. I was lost. So, like I said, I went to college, I dropped out, and then another year after that, I went back to college. Dropped out because I was starting a family as a young man. And then when I was like, what was I, 47 years old, I went back to college and got my degree in advertising, which isn't in music, because I didn't know. You know, at 47 years old, I still didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. But now I look back and I'm like, man, I missed the boat as far as, like, you know, maybe doing this for a living, but I still enjoy it. You know, I'm not making any money doing any of this stuff. What I'm doing is fulfilling a need. Fulfilling a need to follow my passion. And that is what I'm going to do. And my wife knows it. She knows I got to do this stuff. What's funny is I'll sit down and we'll be watching something on TV. And I'm sitting in my chair. And now I think, man, I got to be doing something to further this creativity. And she knows I'll be there for a little while, but I'm not there for long. I'm in the studio doing something, either figuring out how to do something or tweaking this or tweaking that, because, like I said, this is my passion. This is my love. I enjoy it so much. So I want to encourage everybody out there to follow your passions, do what you love, and have fun. That's one of the main points too. Have fun. If you're not enjoying yourself, that ain't it. I do work hard at it. Trust me, there's some days when I go to bed, I'm just like dead tired and I want to go to sleep because I'm just spent. My brain has been going 1,000 miles an hour throughout the day trying to figure out how to do all of these things. And when it's time for bed, I am ready. And so it's not like, how would I say, it's not easy work, but it's fulfilling work. And when it's fulfilling work, doesn't matter how hard it is, you still enjoy doing it and you put your all into it. And that's what I do. And I want to encourage you that if you're a creative person, do that. Find out what your passion is and do it with your whole heart and enjoy yourself. And you will be successful, because all of those little victories will make you just feel outstanding. All right, well, I think my lunch hour is over with, so I'm going to get off of here. But I appreciate you watching this video, and if you made it this far through this video, which I did a lot of talking, I really appreciate you watching my channel, watching my videos, supporting my band, encouraging me, all that good stuff. So have a great rest of your day, and remember, find your passion and go for it. All right, have a good one. Bye.